Hi guys, it's John here, and this is a look at all the official Samsung cases for the Galaxy S24 Ultra. So we're going to have a look through all the cases today that are currently available, the official ones that is, and we're going to go from lowest price to highest price. We'll have a look at the case itself, what its features are, and whether it might be the right case for you. I've put affiliate links in the description if you want to pick any of these up, and there are of course time codes in the description if you want to jump to any particular case. We're going to start off with the clear case and work our way up to the stunning grip case, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll be able to determine whether you want to buy one of these official cases this year. Okay, so first up we have the clear case. This is the most basic of the Samsung cases every year, and this is coming in at £16, so a bit cheaper than in previous years, I think. You just get your standard hard sort of TPU case here, tiny bit of flex in the middle of the case as you can see, but yeah, overall nice simple case to get you started with. So this retails at £16, which is about $20 or so. So let's see what your phone looks like inside the case. So they recommend putting this in from right to left. So we're going to slide it in here, get that side in first, and then clip down on the left. And this is the phone in the case. So quite a small profile here. We don't have any protection here on the bottom, but overall it feels nice in the hand. Again, nice and sturdy. We've got a bit of protection there in the corners. So let's just have a look and check for any protection of the cameras. You can see here, no protection really there for the main lenses. Tiny bit of protection here for the sensors down here and the flash. But yeah, everything all looks to be lined up properly, which is good. The buttons, they give some good feedback. They do feel nice and clicky, which is nice. But something I've just noticed actually here on mine when I tried to put it on the first time, it looks like it's actually bent the case, which isn't a very good sign. So yeah, that is definitely not good. Now, assuming you put it on correctly the first time, I would say that that probably won't happen, but let's just check to see how the rest of the phone is protected. So we do have protection here on the ends to make sure that if you put it down flat first, it is protected. But yeah, there is that cutout there on the bottom. Wobble test, no wobble whatsoever, which is good. We can still wirelessly charge, and we'll test the reverse wireless charging, which is also working absolutely fine. So yeah, nothing too exciting there to talk about with the clear case. It is just the cheapest clear case that they do. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame here that I seem to have damaged it whilst trying to put the phone on initially. To get this off though, you are meant to do it in the reverse if you put it on. So again, that'll be the left side's coming off. So get your top corner off first and then the bottom corner, and then just pop your phone out. It's pretty tight in there, and there we are, the phone is now out. Right, next up we have the silicone case here, and this comes in at £34, which is about $42 or so, and it does also come in multiple colours. So here you can see I've gone for yellow. You can get it in violet, white, lime, and dark violet. So quite a few different choices this year round. So it's a nice hard back here, not quite as soft as I've felt on previous silicone cases, but it does this sort of hard shell, which is good to see. We do have interesting pattern here on the inside, which almost looks like dust, but it's not. I guess this is the recycled plastic that they're using, but that's not a problem. As long as the outside of the case looks okay, that's all we need to worry about. So let's get the phone in and see how it looks. So again, we're going to go in from right to left. That slots in very nicely there. You can see here how your phone would look in the case. This is it from the back. And let's just test out the buttons. Yeah, really good feedback here. They're nice and soft. Definitely better than the plastic case, I'd say. So that's good to see. All the cutouts look okay. We can still get our S Pen out nice and easily. Let's just check for wobble. Absolutely no wobble whatsoever, so that's really great to see. And then we'll just check our wireless charging. Still working fine. And reverse wireless charging. Still working absolutely fine as well. Let's just check for our cameras. There is certainly a small margin of protection there compared to the plastic case, so that's good to see. And on the front of the case, we do also have those turned up edges at the top and bottom, just to keep our nice now flat screen completely scratch free if we are to put it down on a surface. So yeah, it's quite a nice case. It feels nice. It's quite smooth, so not the best grip, but it is stylish to say the least. And with those multiple colors as well, it's quite a nice one to go for. So yeah, £34 or about $42 for the silicone case this year. So again, taking this one off, we're going to go from left to right. So we're going to pop it out from the left-hand side, and out comes our phone. Right, okay, next up we have the Shield case, and this comes in a light grey and dark violet, and it starts at £34 RRP, which is about $42. So this is touted as the sort of hardback case to really protect your phone nicely, so let's see how well it does protect our S24 Ultra. We can see the case itself does have a bit of bend in it here, not too much on the sides though, so that's good to see, and top and bottom are looking good. So let's pop our phone in again from right to left. And here is what our phone will look like in the Shield case. It's quite a nice look actually, to be quite fair. There's not much grip on here though, that is quite a smooth surface, but we do get some interesting looks there for the buttons, but some good feedback still, and everything looks like it's all cut out well. We can still get our S Pen without any problems. So let's see what sort of protection this offers. So we do actually have all-round protection here for the screen, which is a first on the cases we've seen so far. So let's have a look at our camera protection. And yes, we do have some camera protection. So that's really good to see compared to the S23 Ultras last year. With their cases, they didn't have much camera protection at all. So that being said, we'll check for any wobble, and there's none at all. That's always good to see. Check our wireless charging. Working fine. And our reverse wireless charging is also working fine. So yeah, it's quite a nice case overall. I'd say slippery, but you do get that all-round protection, which is nice to see in a case. So not too bad there for the Shield case. Personally, I'd like more grip on the back, because that, as you can see in here, is not very grippy whatsoever. Interesting design though. It does look like almost like a two-piece case, but that is only a single piece of plastic. So let's move on to the next case now and see what we have. We will just take this out again from left to right. Right, so next up we have the Flipsuit case, and this is a new design for the Ultra this year, where you can actually get interchangeable pieces to put in the back of your case. You can see I've picked one up here from Keith Haring, not quite sure how to pronounce that. And I'm not quite sure who this person is, but this was the only one available at the time that I ordered, so it looks okay to me. But you can see here we get this interchangeable faceplate type thing for the back of the case. So this does have obviously multiple designs, and it starts at £39, which is about $50 RRP. So let's have a look at the case itself. So like I say, you get this sort of, not cardboard, but this plasticky back here with your design or your chosen design on, and that slips into the back of this sort of frame here, which has a bit of flex to it, but it is quite sturdy, or it feels quite sturdy. So you pop it in the back like that, and then we just pop our phone in. Again, we're going in from right to left. And here is our phone in the case. Interestingly, we've now got a new lock screen, which has appeared from this phone. So I didn't realize that was actually a feature of this. So there must be an NFC chip or something in there so it detects it. So that's quite a nice little Easter egg there for your case. Hasn't changed my actual wallpaper. It's just the lock screen that has got that on there. So let's have a look around the case and see how it looks and feels. Looks okay. It almost feels like it's not quite in deep enough, but it is in as far as it will go. It's just because this goes in very slightly, I guess it makes you think that there's something missing, but that is actually all okay. All the cutouts are okay. The buttons don't feel great, to be honest. The top volume button definitely feels a lot harder to press, or a lot squidgier than the bottom one, but this is in, obviously, as well as it can be, so that is just how this particular case is. So yeah, not very nice feedback there on the top volume button. Other than that though, if we have a look, we do have camera protection, which is good to see. We can easily get our S Pen in and out. There's not too much depth there on the bottom. And we are protected on the top and bottom for the phone screen. So let's just check our wireless charging is still working. It certainly is. And we'll just check our reverse wireless charging as well, make sure that is still coming through. And it is indeed. So yeah, an interesting idea, lots of designs to go for. I don't know if you can just buy the actual card for the back itself separately. I haven't seen anywhere where you can, but you certainly can buy the whole case at that £39 price point, which is about $50. So yeah, nice idea for the fact you do get this lock screen appear when you put the case on. But other than that, it is obviously just a standard case, but it does feel reasonably sturdy. The sides are quite smooth. I wouldn't say there's any grip whatsoever in there, but you do get some nice grip here from the back sort of TPU plastic. Okay, we'll just check for any wobble. And I think we're pretty good there for wobble. There's a tiny little bit of movement, but nothing that would affect you and your typing. So that's the Flipsuit case. Let's take it back out now from left to right, and we'll move on to the next one. Right, okay, next up we have the clear Gadget case. This retails at £44 and it comes just in one colour. That is around $55 or so. And this, for the first time I've ever seen, actually comes with a Gadget in the box. That's really nice to see. So yes, this ring allows you to have it as a stand or just as something to hold onto, as you can see, so you get a good grip on your case. You can remove this by just pressing the button and twisting around, and once you get these lined up, it will easily pop off. And you can then swap over to your new Gadget by just lining up the lines here and of course twisting the other way around. Okay, it's quite stiff there, but it has now gone in, and now you have this strap which you can use to obviously also put your hand through and have it just to hold your phone, and that isn't coming off anytime soon. It's nice and strong here on the case. So let's get our phone in and we'll see how it looks. So again, this is similar to the clear case, so I'm going to be very careful here putting my phone in. I'm going to go in from right to left, and that has gone in absolutely fine, and it's again just the same as the clear case from the front, but now we have our little Gadget here on the back, which we can use either with a strap or obviously with the ring. So yeah, quite a nice look, simple obviously, and just whether or not you're going to have a Gadget on the back of here. It's really hard to find Gadgets for these cases, so maybe it's just something in the UK, they don't really sell them, but I can't really find many. I know there was a tripod one made for the, I think it was the S24 Ultra. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really seen many other Gadgets around. Phone itself though, all looks good. Got good feedback here on the buttons. All the cutouts appear okay. We do have no protection here on the very bottom, as with the clear case. Everything else looks fine. Let's check our camera protection. We don't really get any from the case itself, but obviously when we put this down, we're going to have some interesting time here, and there's going to be some terrible wobble there if you use this case. We'll try it with the other Gadget on as well, and of course we're going to have the same problem here with our phone wobbling around. That's to be expected when you've got one of these on. You do obviously get this for the reason of wanting to be able to hold your phone or using it as a stand to watch videos. Now obviously there's going to be no wireless charging from this because we can't reach the wireless pad, so that therefore means there's no reverse wireless charging. When this is on, we'll check it with it off, and our wireless charging is back, but no joy there with our reverse wireless charging. So yeah, that is the Gadget case. Interesting one. Not something I would personally go for because I do like to have my phone flat on a surface. But yeah, other than that, we've got same protection as with the clear case, but with a Gadget stuck on the back. So to remove the case, we'll go from left to right again. And yes, it is very tight, but it does come off and come out like so. Right, next up we have the vegan leather case, and this comes in at £44. It's available in black, as you can see here. We've got taupe and also a dark violet colour. So this isn't actually leather at all. This is made to feel like leather, but it's actually made from, believe it or not, corn. So think about the fact that this is made from a plant. It's quite cool, but obviously it certainly is not leather, so I'm not quite sure why the price is so high. That being said though, you can see here they've got the faux leather effect. So for £44 or about $55, that is quite a lot to ask. Let's pop the phone in though and see how it looks. We do have this nice soft interior, as you can see, sort of suede effect. So we're going to go in from right to left, and that is our phone in the vegan leather case. So yeah, just if you want your phone to look like you have a leather case on, this is obviously the one to go for. Grip wise, it's not very grippy, but it does look reasonably nice in the case. Just your standard Samsung leather case type effect. We have good protection for the front of the screen, buttons working okay, and our cameras are protected ever so slightly with a bit of the case protruding from the back, as you can see. Wobble wise, absolutely flat and no problems at all. We've got wireless charging still working, and reverse charging also working fine. So yeah, that is the leather case. Not a lot to talk about really with it. It's just is what it is. It's a leather or faux leather effect case, which comes in at that quite hefty price point. Let's take this off now. We can do the same as we've done with the rest. Come from left to right. This is more malleable than previous cases, so it has come off a lot easier. Next up we have the Smart View wallet case. This again comes in at £44, which is about $55. As you can see here, I have gone for the light green colour. You can also get it in black, violet and white. So you can see this here we have a card holder, so we can put at least one card in. I wouldn't put more than one in, it is quite tight, but yeah, we have a nice suede effect inside, and obviously our Samsung logo on the back there. So let's get the phone in and see how this works. Okay, so as soon as you get the phone in, you'll see that it detects it, and it has obviously made sure that our always on display has appeared here in the corner, which is quite nice. This is no magnetic case, sadly, so it is going to flap open, which is always a shame with these cases. I really think they're missing a trick here. With a little magnet or something in the hinge or the flap here, it would be nice for it to just keep it closed with a bit of friction just to allow it to open. Button wise, really nice buttons here, the sort of metallic effect, and you can even feel it feels a bit cooler than the rest of the case obviously. But yeah, nice feedback there from the buttons. Obviously screen protection, very well protected indeed because we have a flap, and there's plenty of room there inside to stop anything else touching the screen. From the back, we do actually get some protection, which is really nice to see. So we are protected there on the back as well. Bottom is also protected and all the cutouts look fine, as we can see. So yeah, that is the Smart TV wallet case, and we're just going to test out the features here to see how it works with our receiving calls and receiving messages. Okay, so you can see here as I receive a call, I am getting an option to answer or decline. I'm just going to answer the call, and you can see here I've answered it without opening the case up. I can then obviously end the call by just swiping up and ending the call there. So that works nicely. Let's just send an SMS and see what happens. And you can see here we get a notification that messages have popped up, but sadly there's nothing we can do from this outer display at all, which is a bit of a shame. We're just going to play some Spotify and see what we get, if anything, on the screen. And sadly, there's no options to control the media from the screen, so not the most useful of screens, I'd say. It's really for those who really just want to protect the front of their phone as much as possible. Wobble wise, absolutely no wobble whatsoever, and our wireless charging is no longer working, which is again another bit of a shame. So yeah, no wireless charging there at all for the Smart View wallet case, but this is what you're paying for really, just the fact that you can get the phone fully protected and with just notifications or the ability to answer and reject calls. Right, let's get this out of the case and we'll move on to the next one. Nice and simple to come out. And there we are. Right, next up we have the standing grip case. This comes in at £49, which is about $60, so it's quite an expensive one. And we have different colours here. We've got light blue, got taupe, which I've gone for here, and we've also got a dark violet colour. So I have left this sticker on just so you can actually read it for yourself as well. You've got to pull down this strap until it's secured, so it's quite actually hard to do. But basically you pull this down like this, and then you have to pull it again until you hear a click, and then it is now secured. So now you can put your hand through or do whatever you want to do with it, have it as a stand if you wish to, but you cannot have it as a stand this way up, which is a bit of a shame. Other than that though, the case looks nice, feels like the Silicone Case, but you just have this added benefit of this grip at the back. It folds down flat again afterwards, as you can see. So hard case here, tiny bit of bend to it, but not too much. Again, we've got this strange sort of recycled plastic, dirty looking effect inside, which again doesn't bother me too much, just a bit different to what I've seen in the past. Let's pop our phone in and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so a pretty standard look from the front, nothing too exciting there. Looks quite nice from the back. I'll take this off now. And that is the phone. Yeah, quite a nice look there, and a quite nice hidden sort of feature here of this case is that grip at the back. So again, if people do hold their phones like this, I'm not 100% sure. Obviously some people must do because they wouldn't have designed this case otherwise. But yeah, quite a nice looking stylish case. Really good feedback on the buttons. They're still working nicely. All the cutouts looking fine. S Pen accessible still. We have our front screen protection and we have our camera protection, which is probably the best of the bunch so far. Just check for wobble. Barely anything, which is quite surprising. I was expecting more than this. But yeah, it's looking okay wobble wise. I wouldn't have any problems with that personally. Just check our wireless charging. That's still working. And our reverse wireless charging is also still working. I imagine potentially not that efficient with this sticking out slightly, but it does work nonetheless. So let's see what this looks like in its stand. So you can see it's quite an upright position, so you can't do any sort of relaxed watching, I guess, at that angle. The other way up, you can see that's a lot more of a deep angle there, so that's quite a nice viewing angle, I'd say, for videos. But it is a shame that it can't stand up straight. I'd really like that in a Samsung case. We've seen it before with their stand covers, but this one sadly will not do it. Just picking up there, I have noticed this is a bit loose at the bottom. Top is fine and the sides are fine, but yeah, that little bit near the charging port is a bit loose. Doesn't feel like it's going to come out or anything, but it is worth noting. So yeah, quite a nice case. Obviously the most expensive of the bunch, so you'd expect it to be the nicest. Grip seems okay. This sort of silicone effect here, that does help add to the grip. And that's it really. That is the final of our cases for today. Right, okay, let's just quickly run down the cases then and have a roundup. So this was the clear case, retailing at £16, about $20. This is the standard hard TPU cover and does what it meant to do. But I did have a problem where I did actually manage to bend the case whilst I was putting it on. So make sure you read the instructions because this is quite bendable. Other than that, reasonable protection. Doesn't really protect the cameras though, and you don't have any protection at the bottom. But for the sort of sturdy, just simple case, it is what it is. Right, next up was the silicone case. And again, nice hard case, retailing at about £34, which is about $42. And you get a nice, very basic case, but with better protection than the clear case, with that extra cost coming in to ruin your day. But it is a nice looking case. It has reasonable grip. It is quite smooth, but you have good protection for your phone all round. So it's a nice one that comes in those various colors: violet, yellow, white, lime, and dark violet. That is the silicone case. Next up was the shield case. And again, this is meant to be this sort of big bulky case this year, but it feels okay. Not a massive amount of grip. Retailing at £34, about $42. But yeah, reasonable case overall, decent amount of protection all round, but I'd prefer something personally with a bit more grip. Next up was the Flipsuit case, coming in at about £39 or about $50. And this is the case that comes with its own little card inside, although this isn't card, this is plastic. So it's nice quality, and it does also unlock that lock screen animated wallpaper for you. So yeah, reasonable nice case. It's basically pretty much the same as our shield case here, but just with this added design on the back that you can choose from multiple designs. So overall, reasonably nice. I don't like the cases that sort of go in at the back. It just makes me feel like something's not on properly. Just that little bridge there doesn't feel right in the back of my hand personally, but I'm sure other people don't care about that sort of thing. So that is the Flipsuit case. Right, next up was the clear Gadget case. And here we actually get a spare Gadget this year, which is a first on the Gadget cases as far as I'm aware. And this is coming in at about £44, which is about $55. For that you get these gadgets which you can take on and off the back of the case. This one here is a sort of grip or a little stand which can be used horizontally. Or you have this, which is a strap, which again, all these are very secure indeed. But this is basically the same as the clear case, just with the added fact that you've got gadgets on the back, if you can find them. Certainly an interesting idea overall, but for me personally, I don't bother with the Gadget cases. Right, next up was our vegan leather case, and this comes in about the same price, around £49, about $55. You get it in dark violet, taupe, or black. Here we have the black one, and yeah, this isn't leather, so it doesn't really feel like leather. It does look like leather on the back, but you can tell it's not leather to the touch. Other than that, it's basically a silicone case, but with leather wrapped around it, so silicone. Everything else is exactly the same, but you do get that faux leather look. Right, next up was the Smart View wallet case, and here we have our lovely light green one. It does come in black, violet, and white, and this retails at £44, about $55 as well. And for that, you're getting full protection for your phone with the benefit with a card slot here, and you get our little Smart View window here, which you can use to answer or reject calls and check notifications. You can obviously see the time and other things, but you can't really do much else from this screen other than answer and reject calls. For all-round protection though, it does work as long as it's closed. There's obviously no magnets in here stopping it from opening up, which is a shame as always, but that is the Smart View wallet case this year, and it does what it's meant to do. Buttons feel really nice, and it does protect your phone. Right, last but not least was the standing grip case, and this comes in at £49, about $60, so it's most expensive of the bunch. And for that, you're getting, again, basically the silicone case here, but with this strap on the back, which you can pull down and lock into place to either act as a grip or to act as a very upright stand or a more relaxed lean back stand. So pretty nice case. Like I say, just very similar to the silicone case here. Very good protection for our cameras and screen obviously, and just this thing at the bottom here near the charging port is a bit loose, which is a bit of a shame. If that was a bit more rigid, I think this would be very nice indeed. All the wireless charging works, even reverse wireless charging, so that's good to see even with that strap on the back. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please do like and subscribe. Like I said, I've got links down below if you want to pick any of these up. If you've got any questions at all, do leave them down below. I will do my best to answer them where I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.